Hey guys, what's going on? December 9th, 2024. In this message, which is an urgent message, guys, I want to explain to you why there's going to be a major liquidity issue in the markets in the next few days. So, in the last podcast I posted, I took some time to be sarcastic, to make fun of anyone that's been buying the market at the top last week. The top was pretty clear to us here at Future Market Moves. I have been preparing you guys for it. Now, some people choose to ignore everything these days about the market. They keep buying calls, and they don't look at the charts, and they don't look at the volume characteristics. They ignore absolutely everything that's happening. And I'm not talking about just a typical regular guy that places a few trades on his desktop at the house. I'm not talking about a frequent trader that constantly trades from his iPhone. I'm talking about the big players, okay? The big players on Wall Street, they completely ignore everything that's going on. And guys, there's three things I want to bring to your attention. Number one, it is super easy to be a bull when the market keeps going higher for 3 years in a row. It is super easy to be a bull, okay? See, nobody even remembers what happened in July and the first week of August. See, the market forgot about it. And rightfully so, because, guys, that drop was just a preview of what was going to happen. But everybody forgot about it. Hey, it's like a 10% drop. It's not a big deal. The market don't even fucking remember it, right? And so we've avoided some high probability outcomes of a market major correction in September, major correction in October. And normally, historically, that was impossible. This is the first time ahead of the election, the market doesn't go for a serious correction. And after the election, there are instances in history where the market doesn't drop in September, October, prior to election in a big way. And then when that happens, the market surely drops right after the election, and we didn't get that. So not only we've been going high for 3 years in a row without any drop bigger than 10%, but we've completely, avoided every historic precedent in the history of the financial markets in months of September, October, and November, considering the setup, considering the context I just described. So that sets up the market for one of the biggest drops you have ever seen. It is going to take place. There's still a ton of skeptics out there about it, and it's fine. I mean, nobody's supposed to know that the big fucking move is going to take place. I mean, by definition, most of the severe moves in the market, they take place when nobody expects them to take place. And so, again, not so long ago, we're talking about that it doesn't matter how much experience you've got trading. Most of the people that just blindly buy the market because they are preconditioned. Psychologically, it's very easy when a trader, even a Wall Street firm, even a big fucking hedge fund are just conditioned to buy every dip, and it works and it works and it works. By definition, you think, okay, well, it's going to keep working until there's one moment where it stops working. And, there are many historic precedents to this. You guys are familiar with majority of them. 1907, 1929, 1973, 74, 1987, 2000, 2001, 2007, 2008, 2010 flash crash. You got 2018 moments, which were not severe, but plenty of moments to where you could have put together 50x, 100x trades. So the moment is now, guys. Point number two is, despite of this historic setup, that is highly beneficial for a huge drop, what most of the people believe is a huge catalyst for stocks and a huge catalyst for crypto, such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and all the other major altcoins to go higher, is actually exactly the opposite of the general perception. So big hedge funds, pension funds like BlackRock has been getting in. A lot of other big players have been getting in, to the point where companies like MSTR, they're bragging about the fact that they're, this money spitting machine or Bitcoin spitting machine that, hey, they keep growing. They keep planting $1 before you know it's growing to $3. Well, I'm not sure if they've been able to repeat that in the last 2 weeks, because you can only repeat that throughout certain market conditions. But what they're not talking about is for every dollar, now we're going to short with the hell out of MSTR for certain strikes and expirations that could generate $50 for every fucking dollar. And that is something you'll never hear the CEO of MSTR talk about. So conditions are absolutely magnificent and of historic proportions. I mean, if you're a short seller, if you understand this, you don't even have to be a short seller, right? You can be a trader who simply wants to make money based on the current market conditions. And I'm telling you, you should be grateful that you live in this type of market environment where the market just completely ignored every single problem that there's been with the market in the last 3 years. The market's continually ignored a lot of red flags, a lot of red signs, a lot of bear signs. And so all of these big hedge funds that has been buying up crypto, okay, it's actually highly negative for crypto, because until now you've had a situation where you had basically individual investors, not big fucking banks. You had individual investors that mainly were just hodling. They were holding Bitcoin, they were holding their crypto with an understanding that hodl was their best strategy. Now, institutional banks and pension funds that holding Bitcoin and possibly some other crypto like Ethereum and so on, and I'm sure they hold some of the top altcoins as well. We just don't hear about it as much in the general media coverage, but they are. And so the thing about big banks and institutional investors, there are moments they absolutely have to fucking unload their positions. Okay, they have certain parameters. It's a mathematical setup formula that they look at. If a position goes below a certain level or there's certain criteria that triggers sell, sell, sell. And the thing is, if you look at the history of BlackRock, it's been buying Bitcoin, but guess what? It has never fucking sold one yet. So can you only fucking imagine that for the first time in history, you could be looking at a situation where Bitcoin drops like 50,000 points in like a matter of 48 hours. Like, nobody's talking about it, which is shocking, because if you put the fucking numbers together, right, especially over the course of the last 2 weeks, which brings me to the third point, but it's kind of intertwined with this institutional buying of crypto. Everybody has fucking bought, okay? And who is there to buy? Who is there left to buy? And there's a lot of speculation. Japan is going to buy. They're going to make a part of their fucking treasury too, and they're trying to beat the United States. And, there's so much support. Oh, there's, the government that Trump has picked. They're all fucking crypto heads. And, sure enough, then the crypto is going to go even fucking higher. Well, how about this? Maybe crypto has already gone this fucking high because of all those things that are already known to us. Okay? What is going to push it higher from here? And one of the things that could have pushed crypto higher from here would be players like Microsoft coming on board. I recorded a video a week ago saying, hey, buy Microsoft calls. Well, we sold all Microsoft calls before tomorrow, because I believe that when the vote during shareholder meeting that Microsoft is going to take place tomorrow, I would assign a 99% probability of a negative outcome, meaning they're not going to rule a favorable decision on implementing MSTR strategy, such as selling bonds and buying a shitload of Bitcoin with it. I don't think this is going to work tomorrow. Not to say that at some point in some fucking year, I don't know, 2032, that it's not going to happen. But it's not going to happen tomorrow. And so for that reason, I think, Bitcoin is going to drop. For those of you that bought it, last week when it was hitting 102, 104, I mean, y'all wish you fucking traded with third market moves, because we had now 2 instances we had traders make over $700,000-$800,000 on Bitcoin puts. Guys, that's 2 trades, each making over $700,000-$800,000 in the last 4 days. Okay? And each one of them was designed by shorting the bounce in Bitcoin. So the whole world was screaming, hey, fucking buy fucking Bitcoin calls at 102, 103. Oh, finally we're above 100,000. Sure enough, fucking everyone's going to buy it now. Yeah. Hello? Fucking, again, that's just, people are buying the hype. At some point, okay, if you actually pay close attention, not to the hype, but to the charts, okay, there is such thing as a volume pattern that we call the middle finger volume pattern on the charts, which is highly, highly bearish. And basically, to break it down without actually having you guys look at the charts, which, by the way, you can pull up charts. And now we have multiple instances on the chart of Solana, on the chart of Ethereum, on the chart of BTC. When they drop, they drop on insanely big volume. Remember that drop a few days ago when it drops from a 102 all the way down to close to 90,000. And, you know, just today we got a sizable drop, which began over the weekend, but of course it accelerated into the end of the closing session today. It was a huge drop. Both these drops, okay, they're happening on some substantial volume. So that tells you there is a shift of trend, because up until now, this has not been happening. We had good volume, sizable volume since Trump was elected, going into Bitcoin, going into Ethereum, going into altcoins. And for the first time now since that moment, we're seeing a complete reversal, right? So until now, we've had strong buy volumes for some time, very low sell volumes. But if you examine the last 10, 14 trading days, that buy volume has become almost non-existent. So in other words, when you get to a level of 97, 100,000, 102,000 on Bitcoin, there's nobody fucking buying. Nobody. Okay? And that happens in the market when everyone that has already expected good news has already fucking bought. And I'm using Bitcoin here as an example because it's just such a vivid example, but we can go back and review the last video which I posted on APP. We shorted APP Friday. Today the stock is down from $413 where we shorted. We were closing out some puts at 332, and we bottomed back towards the end of the day when the stock bounced to like 355. So all the major stocks that had substantial runs, they're all breaking. Okay, so it also speaks about the fact that the market has stopped. All right, it's been a major influence of these stocks. They've taken them to the fucking moon, and there comes a day at which everyone is selling. So we had just the first day like that today. And normally when that big day happens, what you want to do from that point forward, just short the bounce, because again, the pattern now, it's the middle finger pattern, which is like a middle finger to the bulls. When you look at the volume candles, okay, you have huge red candle that is surrounded, that is preceding. Like if you look prior to the big sell-off on Bitcoin, you're going to look and you're going to see that the volume was very, very light. Then you have a huge red candle. And then right after that, yes, the price bounces, okay, but the bounce, if you look at the volume, it happens on non-existent volume. So basically, nobody wants to buy the fucking dip. You wouldn't see that if you just focused on the price action. So on the surface, it appears like everything is fine. It's doing business as normal. You buy the dip, price shoots fucking higher, with the exception that now it is not accompanied by any substantial or any serious buy volume, which tells you only a few fools are chasing the dip now. That tells you that all the big players, okay, all the big players are no longer buying. So there maybe could be some still people are brainwashed by the media. They're like, oh my God, Bitcoin, buy it when it dips under 100,000 because the next stop is 130, 150. The next stop is 200,000. When you hear that kind of fucking stupidity, okay, it's normal. I mean, those are just the last few people that are going to buy it on this dip before, everyone's going to get fucked. That's just how it always works. So a much better strategy clearly is to short the hell out of Bitcoin, short the hell out of crypto-related stocks, and buy them 50% lower from here. I mean, it's fucking happening. I know it sounds crazy right now. Everybody's still brainwashed. Well, what are they like? Well, how about the fucking drop today? I mean, if you would have listened to the video over the weekend, and if you paid close attention that we trade options here on Ethereum futures, on Bitcoin futures, we don't fucking trade futures, okay? On options, you can make so much more money than actual trading futures. So if you had your account set up properly to trade options on Ethereum futures, Bitcoin futures, Solana futures, and so on, I mean, you would have had an explosive fucking trade today just by listening to the last video that I posted where I was being sarcastic about an average person who just keeps buying the fucking top, you know. It could work for a couple of days. It may seem like, well, every time the dip happens, it bounces back up until it's no longer fucking coming back up because the dip is so severe and it is so deep and so many people are fucking discouraged. And because such a great number of people recently has got in between 90 and 100,000, the moment it becomes clear to everyone that we're not going to break above 102,000 again, nowhere near time fucking soon, and the moment Bitcoin breaks below 90,000, it's total chaos. Not just for Bitcoin, okay, but it's total chaos. It's just a representation. Like, look, if you draw the timeline here, first Bitcoin tops above 102,000. Then you have stocks like APP, which are institutional favorites that now collapsing today. Even stocks like that get admitted to S&P 500, they get included in the index, right? Normally, those stocks, the first day, of trading, after the news hits, that now they're part of the index, such as Workday, ticker WDAY, such as APO, Apollo Management. I mean, you're getting the move two in these stocks, guys. Move two is not a fucking bullish move. These stocks should have moved higher today. Well, they popped pre-market and they promptly sold off, which very rarely happens when a stock is included in the S&P index. They normally all fucking go higher on day one of trading when, so many more funds are able to buy. But that's just another sign of the top, guys. We've talked about the top. We've talked about the remarkable weakness in oil in the face of all this crazy shit. Don't even get me started on Syria stuff and what's happening there. That really deserves a few separate videos on Syria and what's happening there right now. But guys, that is a crazy escalation of war. I'm just going to say that this is officially the first war of the West against the BRIC nations. Okay, so this is just now gotten way fucking bigger than it was a few days ago. And in the face of all this escalation, oil is up $1. What kind of shit is that? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, that is remarkable weakness in oil. Oil should be up like fucking $5-6 today based off what's happening worldwide right now. But oil is barely like, man, it's ridiculous. So oil is still at $68. So to me, that is a sign of huge weakness. And I don't know if anybody should be shocked, because we have been telling you that countries worldwide are in severe fucking recession. In every country in Europe, every country, if you look at sure, everybody knows fucking China's had some issues with economic growth, but I'm not sure why nobody's talking about India and a fucking shitty-ass quarter they just had, their GDP collapsing, the economic growth collapsing. Nobody, some reason, the market didn't even blink when India announced their numbers, their economic data recently. What about Australia? Australia is going to total shit. They just cut the interest rates half a point. Their fucking economy is falling apart. And guys, these are good countries I'm talking about, right? If we're going to go to Europe, I mean, that's just the total shit of the world, right? Fucking, they've been in, they're about to go, forget recession. Fucking Europe is about to go straight hell, fucking great fucking depression for Europe. So, but yet the market just have not been reacting. I think the market's just about to react, guys, because all of this has been building up. It's been building up. We're at a point, if you look at the charts, every Wall Street analyst is bullish, but guess what? They've been bullish for so fucking long. They've been buying. What I'm telling you is happening on the charts right now. Nobody's fucking buying, which tells us there's going to be a huge liquidity issue. A liquidity issue in a sense that in the next few days, nobody's going to be buying. Can you imagine a market where nobody's buying? Like, nobody's fucking buying. I mean, you're going to look at all fucking indexes tomorrow, the next day, the day after that. They're all going to be in the fucking red. You're going to be looking at like, whoa, no, Leo, no, they're just selling technology stocks. And then they're buying, S&P, and they're buying small caps. Yeah, good luck with that. All indexes are going to be red as hell. Okay, this is not a sectorial rotation. This is the market that is left without buyers, okay? And just when it's going to look like, oh, hold on, here's a dip. Oh, here's a green candle. They're beginning to buy the dip. Right when you see that dip becomes even a bigger dip because there comes the next leg lower and the market is falling much deeper into total chaos. So that's the thing about Wall Street. They're all idiots when it comes to buying shit and ignoring all the fucking reasons, okay? Until there comes one moment when they're even bigger idiots and they're selling the shit at the same time. Like, banking stocks are going to be dropping because, I mean, guys, I'm telling you, this shit is going to be bad. All right? 2025 will absolutely go down in history at, similar magnitude as, 2008, 2001, 1987, 73, 74. I'm living out some other big drops in the market like, 81, 82. I mean, there's just to get the point across, 1929. There's other instances in the market where we had some severe stuff. But, guys, this gives you an idea, okay, what you're looking at as far as 2025. We have been trying to prepare you for this while the general consensus is, oh, things are so good. Oh, man, you don't know oh, my God, which Trump is going to fix everything. He cannot fix shit, okay? It will take fucking years to fix the shit, okay? And all the problems that's been accumulating in the United States. So you could say on a relative basis, well, look, just like you said, Europe is in total shit. Asian economies are not doing good. Compared to them, United States is going to do good, and that's why you should buy United States stocks. Like, that is such a fucking ridiculous statement. Like, United States got an economy of its own, right? It's, it doesn't buy shit from nobody, right? It's not impacted by worldwide economy. It's just, it's the same crap as somebody saying that, well, crypto is totally uncorrelated asset. Okay, Bitcoin is totally uncorrelated to anything else. It may appear so for like a couple of weeks until it becomes very obvious that Bitcoin is very much correlated to technology stocks, because the same banks that are going to be dumping technology stocks over the next 2 weeks are the same banks that are going to be dumping Bitcoin. Okay, the same fucking pension funds and the same people that were just hyping it up. Okay. They're going to be defending it, but they ain't shit they can do. They bought the fucking top. MSTR Sailor bought the top again. And I've told you this, guys, in multiple videos. He buys the top every fucking time. So if you want, like, a good entry on shorting Bitcoin, like, just watch what Sailor does. When he's done buying, okay, that's it. He's the highest fucking bidder every time. That's when you go short it. So, guys, hopefully that brings some light on the liquidity crisis the market is going to go through. And, people will tell you, yeah, buy the dip, it's a good idea. And then the next day, they're going to look like total idiots because the next day comes even a bigger drop. We're at that point in the market, okay? And for those people that still think, well, Bitcoin is going to be a part of reserve, that's why dollar's going higher. Trump, he said he's going to do it. But Trump ain't going to do shit. Okay, just imagine. Okay, okay. So Trump is sitting there, congratulating everybody on Bitcoin, 100K, everything is good. Hey guys, the Treasury Reserve, we're going to do it. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. It's easy to say those things when Bitcoin keeps moving higher, right? What is he going to do when Bitcoin in next 2 months hits fucking 50,000? Shit, it could hit 50,000. It's like fucking by the end of this year. People will be like, are you fucking crazy? I'm not saying it's going to stay at 50,000, but what Trump is going to do when Bitcoin hits 50,000? He's probably going to have a fucking heart attack. He'll be like, oh, guys, everybody should go buy the fucking dip. If you want this remotely to be a part of the treasury, hey, be the patriot. Go buy the fucking dip. Yeah? That's the kind of fucking tweets, messages we're about to hear, from Trump's second presidency. Man, this can't be good, guys. This cannot be a definition of a bull market when the president is going to be telling everyone to buy the dip because the shit just looks so bad. And guess what? If Bitcoin drops from 100K to 50K, all right, what is the probability that he's going to be able to convince other people to make it a part of the fucking reserve? All right, just good luck. Like, people are clueless. People are so, they're on this hype like I've never seen this shit ever. So it's gonna get really ugly for people that are bullish, that are going to remain bullish, for people that are going to be buying the dips, for people that think that all this rosy shit is ahead of us in 2025. None of it is true. Okay? It only sounds reasonable while stocks keep going high, while Bitcoin keeps going higher. Well, let's fast forward a week from now. Let's fast forward 30 days from now. All of these ideas and all of these analysts that are so fucking overhyped right now and discount every possibility of a market crash. I'm talking about not a 10% correction here, guys. The way this show has been going, it's not going to be a 10% correction. Okay, I mean, we can get a 10% correction followed by a slight bounce, and there's going to be even a bigger fucking drop. What I'm telling you, market will drop 50% in 2025. All right, a liquidity issue is here. Warren Buffett got out of all his shit like 2 months ago. Like, people just, they don't look at it. They're making fun of Warren Buffett. Whoa, he sold Apple too early. Ha ha ha. I was so brave. I stayed in it. And look at Apple now. Oh my God, it's almost 250. Like, this guy he's thinking he outsmarted fucking Warren Buffett. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. You should be grateful, okay, that he gave you a sign to get out of all these bullshit overvalued stocks and the overhyped market. He gave you a signal to do so 2 months ago, and you've overstayed your welcome by this much. And, at this point, you're just complacent. And you're complacent probably as a trader, but I'm saying the entire Wall Street is complacent. Every analyst on Wall Street is complacent. It's this shit is about, guys, I cannot believe how blind some people are. I mean, they're blind to every indication, every bear divergence that's been developing and getting more severe. And the market is at point of no return. Like, if you think the market is going to keep going higher and high because everything is going to be so good and Trump is just the panacea for everything and he can fix everything, shit is so fucked up, okay? I mean, if Donald Trump was Jesus Christ, he wouldn't be able to fix this fucking mess. This is how bad shit is. So, congratulations to those of you that made a killing on shorting APP with us, buying puts on APP Friday. Guys, there's a ton of trades that are so overhyped and overvalued, guys. Get in touch with the 13 Market Moves coach tonight, okay? Don't be missing, guys. I'm talking about, like, 10% on NASDAQ, that's like, on NASDAQ futures, that's about 2,200 points. We only went 200 points lower today during the trading session on December 9th. I mean, we could be looking at a 2,000-point drop over the course of the next few days, which would be like pretty much like 3% drop daily for like 3 days in a row, you know? Or if we get like a bounce in between somewhere, I mean, it could be stretched out to, let's say, a weekly loss of, you know, maybe the market will still sort of try to survive and, you know, until the Federal Reserve meeting next week. But guys, I mean, I wouldn't take chances on that. Like, the market is at the top. Every sign is there. The volume indication is there that nobody's is buying. Everybody wanted to buy the shit already bought. Microsoft is not going to be buying Bitcoin tomorrow, so forget it. It's a sure short, not just Microsoft, but much bigger short is MSTR, Coin, like all of these stocks, guys, that's been overhyped. They're sure thing because Wall Street will be unloading the fuck out of them. The most overhyped stocks, everyone will be selling them on Wall Street at the same time, which makes them such an easy target for a short seller. Okay, so if you understand this message, there's only one thing you should be concerned with, and this is, okay, which stock do I short? Which index is going to drop the most? What expiration do I go with? What strike price do I go with? You do that by getting in touch with the 13 Market Moves coach, by going to 13mmtv.com or 13marketmoves.com. Don't waste this precious moment in the history of the financial markets, okay? I mean, like if you look in the history, Paul Tudor Jones, I mean, he got started like in a big way, okay? He made the equivalent of billions of dollars if we adjust for inflation back in one day on this 1987 crash. I would be shocked if Paul Tudor Jones does not have the biggest, fattest bag of shorts, right now. I would be shocked. Like if I was to remotely had a chance to meet with him today, I'd be like, hey man, you're loaded up on them puts, aren't you? And I'd be like, fuck yeah, Leo, I'm fucking all in on them puts. So just think about that, guys. And this is a moment of truth for the market. Just don't fuck it up. Get in touch with 13 Market Moves. Trade it fearlessly. Don't be jumping out on no bullshit little bounces on low volume. Those are your entries, not fucking exits. So don't make these simple mistakes that could cause you to make just a few $100,000 instead of a few $1 million. That's it, guys. Get in touch with us now. It's December 9th. It could be happening any hour now. It could be happening over the course next 12 hours to 48 hours to 96 hours. Don't fuck it up. Find your balls and let's roll.